What if I told you that in 2025 we got quite possibly one of, if not the best co-op games ever made, at least in my opinion. Anyway, because everything in video games is very subjective. A couple of weeks ago, we got the release of Split Fiction by renowned studio Hazelight, the studio that made It Takes Two, A Way Out, also incredible co-op experiences. Now, it's funny because before this game came out, I was very worried that I was going to absolutely love this game and think it's Game of the Year material, but not a lot of people would. However, in the first week, Split Fiction has sold more than 2 million copies, which exceeded my and probably everybody's expectations. Now, I'm not going to talk spoilers at all. I'm not even really going to talk about how much I really enjoyed Mio and Zoe as characters. What I will say is everything in this game, at least to me, as someone who loves storytelling, as someone who also really loves co-op games, I think this is the best game I've played this year. It's going to be hard to beat this game for me. But that's the thing, right? Everything is subjective. I'm someone who loves games like this and who thinks GTA 5 is really, really good, but is not the greatest thing ever made. So I might not love GTA 6. So, I mean, we'll see with time, right? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. If you don't know, Split Fiction follows Mio and Zoe as they make their way through simulated versions of their own original sci-fi and fantasy stories, since the two of them are writers. It follows a very similar structure and honestly, a lot of things we've seen before from games like A Way Out and It Takes Two. It Takes Two crossed, I think, 20 million sales in 2024. So the fact that we've already hit 2 million is kind of crazy to me for this game. And I don't know why the fuck I say we like I'm involved. All I did was buy a copy. But honestly, Split Fiction to me is a very important game for a couple different reasons that I'll go through. Again, this isn't really a full review of the game. It's more of just my thoughts after finishing it, because I really think that you need to experience this game for yourself. This game has fantastic level design and it really, really celebrates co-op. And I think that obviously that's what Hazelight is known for, but this game just does it so well. Now, the gameplay, like I said, and the mechanics, it's not a lot of things are new here, except for probably some of like the mini games within the levels, right? There's some that have gone viral because of how cool they are. And I think that there's a lot of uniqueness in terms of the thought around the levels themselves. But this game, above all else, really offers a bold adventure, and I really like that. And you can really tell that Hazelight, whenever they do anything, but especially with this game, they're just doing what they want to do when they want to do it. They don't care about the standards. They don't care what the rest of the industry is really doing. They're just making what they want to make. And I mean, you got to celebrate that, especially in 2025. Like, there's so many games that just follow what the trend is doing. But for some reason, and for a good reason, Hazelight isn't doing that. And one of the biggest reasons that it's obvious to me that this is happening is how Hazelight in general feels like it's a studio that puts players first, and Split Fiction is in that ballpark. Obviously, the friend pass has been a thing before, and it's become pretty much like the defining thing for Hazelight Studios. Essentially, it's one person needs to own the game in order for both people to play it, right? I bought it on PlayStation 5. I played it with my girlfriend, right? It's not something that we both needed a copy for. And it's funny because this would essentially cut the earnings in half for any game, but they don't care. It's a risk that they're willing to take to make people happy. And I think that that is something that just makes you happy while playing the game immediately. And I don't know if the Friend Pass was crossplay before, but it is for Split Fiction. And I think that that is such a staple thing that needs to be in every single one of their games going forward. Obviously it will be, but I just need to reiterate that it's very important. And obviously when this game was announced near the end of one of the initial trailers, I think it was the Game Awards one, the creator basically was proclaiming there's no loot boxes, no microtransactions, and no bullshit. And honestly, I can say after beating this game, that is 100% true. And it's funny because you have games like Valorant or Fortnite or Overwatch 2 or Marvel Rivals that really depend on microtransactions because they are more free to play, right? And then you have games like Call of Duty that aren't free to play for at least the multiplayer, and they still rely on microtransactions. But then Hazelight comes in, they make a better quality game, they make a game that is a lot more fun to play with one other person, and they just shit on everybody. And I just absolutely love that. I know I'm like super glazing Hazelight here, and by no means is this like the best game I ever played, by the way. This game does have issues. I have my own issues with it, but again, I don't want to spoil this game for anybody. So I really, really think you should play it. Maybe at the end of the year when I do my game of the year predictions and what I think should win game of the year, I will talk about it a little more. But I mean, I honestly cannot recommend this game enough solely for the ideals that it's pushing. I know that's a scary thing to say in terms of games, and this game is not pushing some sort of fucking woke, anti-woke, whatever bullshit agenda that you want to subscribe to. This game is not doing that. This game at its core is a fucking video game, and it is a fun one at that. The last level alone in this game is going to be impossible to beat this year, I think, personally. Now, I'm not saying this game is the best game that's going to come out this year. GTA 6 could definitely be better, but personally, that ending mission was probably the coolest technical ending or just really level I've ever seen in a video game. Okay. And I'm really hyping it up because I think it's actually that cool. Now you could think that Elden Ring is way cooler. You know, everybody has their own opinions. I respect yours as long as you respect mine. But yeah, man, I think you need to go play Split Fiction. If you don't have a friend to play it with, try to find a Reddit forum. I've seen people like go on Reddit. I know not a lot of people like Reddit, but fuck it, I like Reddit. I've seen a lot of people go on Reddit, go on different forums, on Split Fiction's Reddit page, on different co-op game Reddit pages, and just find people to play with. I think that's one of the beauties of this type of game is you could find someone to play with who ends up being like your best fucking friend for life, you know? Fuck it. If you need someone to play with, comment it in this video, and hopefully this is one of my videos that takes off after a couple days and you get someone to play with through my comment section. That would be the coolest fucking thing ever. One of the coolest things actually to ever come out of my comment section was somebody said that they were waitlisting a game because of my video the other day. That's just cream of the crop for me. I'm officially a fucking YouTuber, okay? All jokes aside, Split Fiction is for sure my game of the year at this point, and it's gonna be a colossal one to beat because as someone who loves stories, this game knocks it out of the ballpark, especially in terms of the creativity around the level design. Hazelight Studios, man, just I can't recommend this game enough. I don't like giving numbers for games, but if I had to give this game a number, I'd say it's probably like a 90 to like a 92 out of 100 for me. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. If you played Split Fiction and you agree with me that you think it's a really great game, let me know why in the comment section down below. Or if you disagree with me, I think conversation like that is really, really important as long as it's respectful. Go ahead, drop your opinion in the comment section down below. I would love to hear it. Thank you guys again for seriously all of the support recently. You guys have been honestly fucking crushing it. I don't even know what to say. I think we've gotten more, I know views it's not really a good metric to go off of, but we've gotten more support on the first 3 months of making videos for this year than I did in the first 8 months of last year. So really, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna leave a couple articles in the description down below that I think are really good about Split Fiction, if I remember to do that, because I'm recording this the day before it gets uploaded. So maybe I'll forget. This has been Nate, otherwise known as Wicked, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.